Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video by McDonald Bullion. Guys, for today's video I wanted to talk about storing and security of silver. Some of the things that I've learned over the last couple of years I thought I'd discuss with you all, and also hear your thoughts in case I've missed anything in today's video. But how should you store your silver? What should you look for when it comes to security? And you know, what's the better options sort of out there? Well, storing your silver, everyone sort of has their own different ways of how they store it. Now, depending on how much you have, depends on, you know, how big of a space you need. We know that silver is currently sitting around sort of £20, $24 or so an ounce. And of course, if you accumulate a large stack of silver, you're going to need some place to put it and somewhere safe. So where can that be? Well, firstly, storing silver, especially, I'm going to talk about bars specifically, because that can be quite a good way of storing silver. Now, the good thing about silver bars is you can compact them in a good case, like something even like a storage container or a lunchbox even, for a cheap alternative. And you can fill those bars of that lunchbox and keep them capsulated, and also you can even put, I know people use silica gel to absorb the moisture in the air as well. Lots of people will not really worry so much about tarnishing on large bars because it's not really necessary. Unless it's a really collectible piece, then people don't really mind. But let's say that you've got lots of silver bars that you want to keep in good condition. Then you can keep it capsulated. You can keep them inside a tight storage container like a lunchbox or some type of container. It's got to be out of sort of direct sunlight, in a cool, dry place as well. And also you can put things that's going to absorb the moisture and try and leave it in a zone that's not going to be very humid. I know in the UK our weather's quite humid, so our silver might tarnish a little bit quicker than perhaps somewhere that's more dry. So it's something to think about, especially with your collectible pieces and some of the stuff that you want to keep as pristine as possible. It's a good way, I think, as well. It's quite a subtle way as well for storing silver. Not really, if someone comes in, or you know, they may not even look in a lunchbox, or well, that leads me kind of onto security of silver as well. So when you secure your silver, I'm not going to tell you the best place of where you should put it. I think the only person that really should know that is you. But what I would sort of recommend is try and think like someone who perhaps wants your silver, and try and think of the best way that they're not going to look. You know, the best place in the house, or even better off your premises, or in a storage vault or something like that. Something that only you know, that you can think about in the most, you know, best locations, which they have absolutely no idea. Even if they looked for ages and everything, only you and maybe a very, very close, or one other person might know about. So to keep it very sort of secure and safe, there is vaults that you can use, and I personally don't use vaults for your gold and silver, because it's very much the case of, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. But also they can be beneficial, especially if you've got large collections or a large silver stack, or gold even. Then you might look to use a vault, and lots of different dealers and places out there will have the option for you to vault some of your gold and silver. But in terms of keeping it on you, some of the stuff that you have, then trying to keep it in a very secure and dry place, as well as storing it. You want to keep it compact and everything. It gets very easy to get things messy. When I store my silver, I have quite a few of my YouTube pieces out on the desk everywhere. But when it comes to sort of accumulating a large amount of silver, you kind of want to keep track of it as well. I would recommend, if you have the time, you know, I probably would if I had a large amount, but you can create like a bit of a spreadsheet or something, just to keep track about how much you're spending, how much you're keeping, and what you have as well. Lots of people will accumulate lots of different pieces, and they might over the years not know how much they paid, or you know, if they come to sell or something. Then it's just a good way to keep track of it if you use some type of spreadsheet or some. Excel is quite good because it does all the automatic calculations for you. And dollar cost averaging. Don't worry so much about purchasing silver at a high price if you know that you're going to dollar cost average. So if you're going to buy silver over a large period of time, you know, little and often, you know, it's going to be the better option for a lot of people. I know that when I first started silver stacking, I bought lots of silver at the start, and then I slowed right down. But I think if you kind of space it out throughout the months, maybe set an amount of ounces you want to have, or the amount that you're willing to spend and budget, then over time, if you stick to it, it teaches you not only to save the money through silver and everything, but it teaches you discipline and everything as well. And of course, all the nice pieces you want to keep as pristine as possible, I imagine, especially the collectibles. The bullion can be a little bit more lenient with, you know, you can handle bullion and stuff, it doesn't really matter so much, but collectible pieces you want to store quite well. So just think about some of the things that you can do to store it and keep it secure. Especially don't let too many people, I would probably suggest one other person, know, you know, where it is and everything. And it's understandable, lots of people want to keep things hush as well. Just be careful of who you tell when it comes to how much gold and silver that you have as well, because you don't want to make yourself a target, basically. But it's some of the things to think about, and I'd like to hear your thoughts when it comes to storing silver. I haven't really spoken too much about coins and safes, but I think when it comes to safe, it kind of comes into, you've got to think where's going to be the safest place for your gold and silver to be. Is that going to be in a safe, perhaps off premises? Are you going to have, you know, extra security or what have you? But safes can be a really good sort of option, but you just got to think that if someone was to try and steal it, you've just got to be very, very careful and very smart with, you know, how you store it, where you store it, etc. It's just some sort of things that you can sort of think about as well. But bars I recommend, especially have a look at the different sort of storing options that you've got available. Lots of people use the sort of storage containers, even ammo tins. People use ammo tins. I think they probably use silica gel as well. Let me know if you do or you don't, or if that works or not. I personally don't. But there's lots of different ways you can store it. But those are some of the things to think about. Also the security as well. I just thought I'd create a video and discuss with you all, because I'd love to hear your thoughts, just in case there's something I've missed as well. Please let me know in the comments. But if you enjoy videos of gold and silver, then please like this video if you stayed until the end. And also we've opened up memberships for the channel, so if you want to continue the support of you know, the channel in general on YouTube, then you can join as a member. I'll leave a link in the comments, but there's no obligation, but it would be much appreciated if you could. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the very next video. Take care all. Bye bye for now.